Hello, I'm Eileen McHugh with the BBC News. The head of the UN nuclear watchdog, the IAEA, says it's solved its most urgent issue with Iran by striking a deal to continue the surveillance of some of its nuclear facilities. Rafael Grossi said the agreement, which allows international monitors to serve as the cameras that gather data at the sites, would give space for diplomacy so wider solutions could be reached. He was speaking on his return from Tehran.
This is not a permanent solution. This has always been seen as a stopgap, as a measure to allow time for diplomacy without us losing the basic information and data that we need.
One of the leaders of Nicaragua's exiled community in Costa Rica has been shot by unknown gunmen. João Maldonado was organising a demonstration against the government of President Daniel Ortega. Our America's editor Leonardo Rocha reports.
João Maldonado, an engineer in his early 30s, is one of thousands of Nicaraguans who fled to neighbouring Costa Rica to escape the increasingly hostile political atmosphere in his home country. Police say he was attacked by two men who shot at him at least 3 times as he drove his car on the outskirts of the Costa Rican capital, San Jose. His family said he'd undergone emergency surgery and was in a serious condition in hospital. The protest went ahead despite the incident, but with a low turnout. Mr. Ortega has been accused of ordering the arrest of dozens of activists and opposition politicians on false pretenses ahead of November's elections.
Leonardo Rocha reporting. The main candidates to succeed the German Chancellor Angela Merkel have held the second of 3 televised debates ahead of this month's election. A Snap poll suggested the current frontrunner, the current finance minister Olaf Scholz of the Social Democrats, came out top in the latest encounter. Israel's foreign minister has unveiled plans to improve life for Palestinians in Gaza on condition that Hamas militants stop their attacks against Israel. Yair Lapid said the impoverished territory of 2 million people would get an infrastructure upgrade, including repairs to the electricity network and rebuilding of the housing and transport infrastructure.
Since Israel left the Gaza Strip in 2005, we have been dragged into round after round of violence, causing suffering for our people and harming our economy. The policy Israel has pursued up till now hasn't substantially changed the situation. The short answer is that we need to start a large, multi-year process of economics for security. The purpose of the process is to create stability on both sides of the border: civil, security, economic, and diplomatic.
World News from the BBC. The Lebanese army says it has arrested a militant suspected of involvement in the high-profile kidnapping of a group of Syrian nuns in 2013. The man, named only as Abu Inad, is said to be a member of the Syrian-based jihadi group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham. The plight of the Greek Orthodox nuns attracted worldwide attention. They were freed 3 months later in a prisoner exchange deal. Mexico's Roman Catholic Church has criticised 2 recent rulings that pave the way for the legalization of abortion. In its weekly editorial article, the Church said the Supreme Court had favoured death over life and, by making abortion an option for women, exempted men of all responsibility. A national stadium has been officially opened in Cambodia, built with a gift of $150 million from China. Michael Bristow reports.
This is the largest ever grant given to Cambodia by Beijing for an infrastructure project. Cambodia is one of China's biggest supporters in Southeast Asia, something that's led to criticism for the Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen. But at the stadium's opening ceremony, he asked who else could the country rely on. It's received hundreds of millions of dollars from Beijing in loans and grants. China has also supplied it with millions of doses of COVID vaccines. The stadium will be the main venue at the Southeast Asian Games in 2 years' time.
Somalia's Prime Minister has told visiting UN diplomats that the country's long-delayed elections will proceed as planned. Mohamed Hussein Roble appeared to downplay a feud between him and President Farmajo. Some fear the latest power struggle could derail the electoral timetable. President Farmajo's term expired in February but was controversially extended by Parliament. The world number 1 tennis player Novak Djokovic is attempting to become the first man in more than half a century to win all 4 Grand Slam tournaments in the same year. He's playing the Russian Daniil Medvedev in the US Open final. BBC News.